Hey, welcome in. Well, it seems like ages ago that Justin Trudeau was being celebrated around the world as this cool, hip new haircut that was running Canada. Yeah, things didn't go so well since then. Here's the headline. Trudeau criticized in European Parliament over response to Ottawa convoy protests. Quote, "You are a disgrace for any democracy." You know what? I think I agree with that. Probably because of this. So an expensive haircut and a very nice suit attached to Justin Trudeau have been peacocking around Europe, lecturing about authoritarianism and threats to democracy, apparently completely oblivious to the fact that nobody is willing to take him seriously on these issues, and that in fact he is viewed as a walking absurdity. And so it's no surprise that during his European Parliament speech, the majority of the seats were empty. Nobody showed up. And, Canada has never been seen as a major world power, but what prestige we had has been frittered away. But on the positive side, he did perform the speech without blackface. And there he is at his speech, and you can see, there's nobody there. And you can see the expression on his face there. He's not happy about it. Why isn't there anybody here? These MEPs are fringe. They're so fringy. They're probably truckers. But anyway, so what happened? Well, a Croatian MEP, Mislav Kolakusek, he spoke out against the Trudeau government's decision to invoke the Emergencies Act. What did he say? Let's check it out.
Poštovane kolege, dragi građani, premijeru Trudeau. Sloboda, pravo izbora, pravo na život I zdravlje, pravo na rad za mnoge od nas, to su temeljna ljudska prava za koje su milioni građana Europe I svijeta položili svoje živote. Za obranu naših prava I prava naše djece, koje smo stjecali stoljećima, mnogi od nas, uključujući I mene, spremni smo riskirati vlastitu slobodu I položiti vlastite živote. Nažalost, danas su među nama I oni koji gaze te temeljne vrijednosti. Kanada, nekada simbol modernog svijeta, je pod vodstvom vaše kvazi-liberalne čizme proteklih mjeseci postala simbol kršenja temeljnih ljudskih prava I građanskih sloboda. Gledali smo kako konjima gaze žene, kako samohranim roditeljima.
And keep in mind, he's saying that to Trudeau, to his face. Yeah, that must be quite embarrassing for him, but you know what? His hair still looks great, doesn't it? And that guy was talking about rights that people fought for centuries for. Well, Trudeau doesn't care about that. Didn't anybody tell him it's current year? Well, here's a German MEP, Christine Anderson. Let's see what she has to say.
Thank you. Based on Article 195, out that it would have been more appropriate for Mr. Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, to address this House according to Article 144, an article which was specifically designed to debate violations of human rights, democracy and the rule of law, which is clearly the case with Mr. Trudeau. Then again, a Prime Minister who openly admires the Chinese basic dictatorship, who tramples on fundamental rights by persecuting and criminalizing his own citizens as terrorists just because they dared to stand up to his perverted concept of democracy, should not be allowed to speak in this House at all. Mr. Trudeau, you are a disgrace for any democracy. Please spare us your presence. Thank you.
Do you know what? I think I like her. I think I like her a lot. Because he is a disgrace. The way he's been peacocking around Europe, talking about democracy and authoritarianism. Oh, God, it's sickening. It's like he has no self-awareness whatsoever. Or just no shame. Maybe it's just no shame, no sense of embarrassment. Because, most people can't just look you in the eye and lie to you. And they know that you know that they're lying. Trudeau can, no problem. Hey, it's current year, right? Here's another German MEP. And I gotta tell you, when the Germans think you're undemocratic, well, you know, he says, I tried to prevent the speech of PM Trudeau in the EU Parliament because he recently trampled on the core values of democracy. That's right, he actually did do that, didn't he? But doesn't he know that Trudeau's the bestest feminist ever? Doesn't he realize that you have to trample people with horses to keep them safe? Doesn't he realize that enacting basically martial law to crush a peaceful protest that's embarrassing for you politically, doesn't he realize how progressive that is? But anyway, I have to say I find it heartening that there are some people, at least in Europe, that are willing to call him out on his bull. And it's just laughable. I mean, I guess they were responding to things like, I don't know, Trudeau's absolute gall during his own speech to a quarter-full auditorium, by the way, quarter-full auditorium of MEPs. I guess 3/4 of them had somewhere better to be. But in his speech saying that the leaders of the Freedom Convoy were cynical populists who are trying to exploit anxieties. I don't know, maybe you shouldn't cause the anxieties in the first place, Justin. Maybe you should have gone down and talked to them. That might have helped. And just the hypocrisy. Here he said, they pretend to have easy solutions that play on people's fears. Play on people's fears. Justin Trudeau saying that somebody else is playing on people's fears. And he just can't stop lying. He says that even in Canada, where 90% of people are vaccinated, and our motto as a country is peace, order, and good government, we saw anti-vaccine. No, they weren't anti-vaccine. There's anti-mandate protests. Anti-mandate. And you know that. Maybe what you're doing is lying to play on people's fears. How about that? And I have to say, if his plan has been to bring a peace, order, and good government, he should resign right now. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you just like to listen, there's the podcast Radio Baloney. It's on pretty much every platform. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.